Is it me or was Tyson Fury's performance against Arslanbek Makhmudov very depressing? I mean, he looked absolutely terrible. This was not the Tyson Fury that defeated Klitschko, not the one that came back from a layoff of multiple years to defeat Deontay Wilder 3 times. No, this was a Tyson Fury that can't quit boxing. And we're going to be talking about the Netflix card featuring Arslanbek Makhmudov and Tyson Fury, talking specifically Tyson Fury's win and Conor Benn's win over my homie, my boy, Regis Prograis. The story of the night was pretty simple. Tyson Fury did not look good at all. No, Tyson Fury looked. I said it in a reel I posted, guys. He looked like dog mess. He didn't look good. He looked out of shape. He looked like he was here because he needed a paycheck or he needed some purpose or something like that. And we're going to talk about this in a little bit. But what we saw from Tyson Fury, this was not the guy that the whole world fell in love with. Let's be honest, it's not. And the call out of Anthony Joshua afterwards was just mid. It was like he was begging him almost. Like Eddie Hearn and Joshua were right there, and they're kind of Joshua sitting back like, I'm tired of running from you. It was terrible. But like Tyson Fury struggled the first couple rounds with Arslanbek Makhmudov. And like I get Makhmudov's like a tough fighter. I get he's difficult to deal with. But also, man, you're Tyson Fury. You're the lineal heavyweight champion. Obviously not anymore, but he will always hold that title of lineal heavyweight champion. And instead of looking, like, oh, he's coming back, this looked more like a guy who has no purpose. He has no drive. His jabs were, he looked good on the jab. And when he got going, Tyson Fury was like, oh, wait, that's the Tyson Fury I remember. But this Tyson Fury was not the one that everybody expected to be back. There was no buzz around this fight, first of all. There was no lead up to it. Netflix probably didn't get their money's worth. But the Tyson Fury that showed up to this, he was much more out of shape. I don't have his weight right off the top of my head, but he was much more out of shape than he normally is. This isn't the Tyson Fury that was motivated to take on Deontay Wilder. His jab was off. He couldn't punch and bunch. He was terrified of Makhmudov's power, which is crazy coming from the guy that, went life and death with Deontay Wilder. This Tyson Fury was a shell of his former self. And I forget how old he is, like 36 or something like that, 37. He's well past his prime. Those fights with Deontay Wilder took years off of his life. He wasn't the same against Alexander Usyk, if we're being honest. But at the same time, he was still on top of the world. He was slow. He couldn't fire off combinations. He was unsure of himself. The feints weren't there. Tyson Fury is usually herky-jerky and really overloading your senses and stuff. But no, he couldn't do that this fight. No. This Tyson Fury was not the Tyson Fury people need to remember. And this was the one that's probably watched the most on Netflix free for the millions of people. I'm sure streaming numbers will come out or will leak eventually. But this Tyson Fury, he wasn't as nimble. His legs weren't quite there. There was something off about the performance. It didn't seem like he was taking this fight as seriously as he should. And Tyson Fury's done this before in the past. Don't forget the Francis Ngannou fight. He didn't take quite as serious as he probably should have. No, he had the Usyk fight, and he was like, I might probably do better, taking off this fight and preparing for the next one, that the undisputed title fight. And Francis had his moment of glory knocking down Tyson Fury. So he's done this in the past. He hasn't taken fights seriously. I think he takes a fight with Anthony Joshua seriously just because of how big it was. But it does come off as the fact that like Tyson Fury probably can't quit boxing. I think boxing is going to give him a purpose. I think he's terrified to be done with boxing. He remembers what it was like when he retired. He gets home and he has like no drive, no purpose, and he's like, I gotta go back. I gotta go back to it. And that's kind of what I get the vibe of. It's sad too because like Tyson Fury, as weird as his background's been and as odd it has been, he's still, he's done well for himself, and we know he's not bad off. He's smart with his money, but the mental health has always been a problem, and he's seems to be struggling with it, as in like he retires and he comes back, he retires and then he comes back. Like that's a man that sits at home and is like, I don't know what to do with myself, and coaching might be what's best for him. And he started with Joseph Parker, but like that's not the guy to coach. I mean, UK boxing has plenty of people you can coach, and I get it would be hard for Tyson Fury to do that, but he has to find something else. Otherwise, boxing's going to quit him, and it's going to quit him bad by having Moses Atuma knock him out, Fabio Wardley, Daniel Dubois, somebody knock him out. He can't quit boxing. And then we go to that call out of Anthony Joshua. It was pathetic, Tyson Fury, I get he's not the most savvy person. Like, he has his own style about him. He's very old-fashioned. But this, like, man, did Anthony Joshua play this right? He sure did. He played it perfectly. Anthony Joshua, we talked about it a second ago, just sitting there like, yeah, come beg me. Beg me. I'm the king. You're coming for me now. I'm the one. Joshua's obviously coming off of a much more watched fight, the knockout of Jake Paul, which we're not going to count that as a real fight, but you know what it is. Anthony Joshua's much more well known than Tyson Fury right now. He's the A-side in that fight, even though Joshua, had 3 belts, lost to Usyk twice, both of them lost to Usyk. Anthony Joshua is the one. He's the man. And Tyson Fury sitting there saying, come on, do you accept my challenge? Like, and then Joshua doesn't accept it. It's kind of a power move from him, honestly. I was like, wow, that's pretty spot on. Honestly, let's be real. It was spot on, man. Like, I was like, okay, I get behind that. As for the fight itself, like, yeah, these two guys past their prime that should have fought years ago. If you want to know the truth, they should have fought a long time ago, but they haven't. And I think, everybody wants to say, oh, Anthony Joshua beats him. And I don't know if that's true because of the talent that Tyson Fury has and the physical abilities. Like, Anthony Joshua didn't look great in that Jake Paul fight. And granted, I think he was kind of, riding him and stretching the fight out, taking over. But let's not forget, like, Anthony Joshua was bad too. Like, he's not where he used to be. He's washed. He's done for. I like, it's hard to pick that fight, and that's a fight maybe we should do a preview to. But at this point in their careers, like, does it actually matter? Like, this fight should have happened a decade ago. They said it, like, they've been working on this fight for a decade, and Usyk beats Joshua, so now Tyson Fury has to fight Usyk instead of Joshua, and then Usyk beats Tyson Fury, and it's like, what's the point anymore? And Joshua has the Jake Paul fight, and it's just kind of like they're both cashing out. We know they're very clearly cashing out, and it sucks, but I get it. Like, they deserve it. They are very good fighters, and I wish them the best. I hope they do get paid a lot. I hope they make a lot of money, and I really do hope, like, Tyson Fury can find a purpose outside of stepping into the stage in boxing, because it's not going to end well if not. He needs to find his purpose. I do think he struggles from that a lot. Get a YouTube channel, dude. Something. I mean, you'd be the biggest YouTube star in the world. Not named Mr. Beast, but, in the boxing world, you'd be the biggest by far. Him and Joshua need to fight. I think they will. Co-main event was a peculiar one. It was Conor Benn versus Regis Prograis. And being from Louisiana, I'm a big Regis Prograis guy. I like him. And I've known for a while, like, Regis Prograis, the Rougarou, is past his prime. Like, it's time to hang him up. But he keeps getting these paydays. He keeps fighting on these big cards, And he finally gets to fight on the Netflix. Because, like, remember, he fought on the Tyson Jake Paul card. Or the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. card. He fought on that card. Ivan Radek. He got the Devin Haney fight. And, like, you're making millions of dollars doing this. It's hard to hang it up. But, like, this Conor Benn fight, it was very apparent, like, Prograis, who's a 2-time world champion, needs to hang him up. Conor Benn, obviously the whole news with him was like he signed with Zuffa Boxing for $15 million in one fight. Made a lot of UFC fighters mad because they're not getting paid nothing. It was clear though that Conor Benn had some issues with the southpaw stance of Regis Prograis. Coming in an open style matchup, the weapons are very, very different. And I know Conor Benn knew that, and I know he's been probably sparring southpaws, but it's different when you get in there with Regis Prograis, two-time world champion. Now, is Prograis the best two-time world champion? No, he's definitely not. But, like, look at who he's lost to. Catterall, Josh Taylor, Devin Haney, and now Conor Benn. It's very clear that Regis Prograis is still a very good fighter. You know, he has not been finished by those guys. Like, Devin Haney doesn't finish anybody, so you don't really count that one. But still, he's a two-time champ, never been knocked out. And people expected Conor Benn to run through him. And if he's injured like he said he was, you can expect that. But at the same time, this is still Regis Prograis. And I think he rose to the occasion a lot more than Conor Benn fell to the level of Regis Prograis. Prograis fought the best in the world. He's fought Devin Haney and Josh Taylor. And even though, like, y'all know I don't like Devin Haney, he's fought the best in the world. Can he compete with the Conor Benns and Ryan Garcias? No. You know, I get that too, but when you look at who Prograis lost to, it's not bad people. So I don't want to discount Conor Benns. You know, I don't want to discount Regis Prograis and take away from what Conor Ben's done, because this is a very good win. And you watch how he problem solved in this fight, Conor Benn, that is. A big fan of the Eubank fight, and I always thought, you know, he fought great in the pocket. That was where he did his best work, where he can extend combinations and hit up and down, top and bottom. And watching him figure out, like, oh, I really can't deal with Regis Prograis quite to the ability that I want to early in the fight, because at range, like, Conor Benn was struggling. Like, the jab was working, but Prograis had just a little too good head movement for him. He was a little too tough, and Prograis has a little more pop than what Conor Benn probably liked. So Conor Benn decided, okay, we'll go in the pocket and see what happens. And that's where he started to do his best work. He thrived in the pocket. I mean, that was just fantastic for him. He was ripping to the body, man. That lead left to the body was just a thing of beauty. And Conor Benn's really good with his lead left to the body. He was coming up top. And Prograis is just too tough for his own good. A lot of people want to discount it, but, like, Prograis fought a tough fight. Conor Benn just couldn't hang. Like, let's be real. Wasn't good enough. Then Conor Benn called out Ryan Garcia, and I like that fight. I do think it's a winnable fight for Conor Benn, but I also think Garcia packs a really heavy punch, and if Regis Prograis can hit you, Ryan Garcia can. So that's a fun fight. I think Garcia beats him. As much as I don't like, y'all know, you guys know, y'all look back in previous videos, I don't like Ryan Garcia. I don't trust him to make a fight date and a big fight like Conor Benn, you know. I think they're going to go for the Rolly Romero rematch. And then start aiming for the Conor Benn thing. It'd be cool. I don't say. I'm about to say it'd be cool if Zuffa was involved, just to kind of see if they can kind of build that thing up a little bit more. But, like, I don't want Zuffa to build things up. I want them to struggle a little bit and earn it. I don't feel like they're earning it. Obviously, we'll talk about that at a later date. That's yeah. But I do like the Ryan Garcia rematch, or the Ryan Garcia fight for Conor Benn. And at the end of the day, it's about collecting the belts and collecting a check, and Conor Benn's doing that. So, more power to him. Good performance by Prograis. Okay performance by Conor Benn. I would have liked to see a little bit more, but you take what you're given, and Conor Benn took what he was given. It wasn't an easy hand. It was a tough fight, and I think he can learn from this and become a better fighter. As for Tyson Fury, horrible performance. Let's do the Joshua fight and get it over with. That way we can retire and call it a day, because it's very clearly like he wants to retire boxing and he can't. We need to find a reason for him to retire, and that could be it. Netflix, what did you think of the card though? Netflix, it was an okay card. We've got Ben Whitaker coming up. We'll be recapping that after it happens. So y'all like and subscribe here. This is where it happens. This is where we talk boxing. And if you like good boxing content, not none of the bull crap that people put out, that's sensationalist and clickbait, somebody's going to tell you the real truth. That's me. I love the sport of boxing. I am a fight fan through and through. Every weekend I'm spending watching fights, neglecting my family. So that's something you want to support, is me neglecting my family. Let's throw them kids to the side, dude. Let's watch Conor, Benn, and Regis Prograis while y'all play outside in the garden and do whatever y'all want to do. Catch you guys next time. Later.